Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 342. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Dave. What's up, Dave?
Hey, guys, what's up?
All right, what do you got, bro?
All right, so this is very, very happy, at least for me, because I love video games, and I bet you guys love video games. It was just announced today that Doctor Who would be making its debut in the LEGO Dimensions video game. And
Yes.
while it has not been confirmed which version of the Doctor would be making its debut, I can guess that it will most likely be Capaldi's version with the TARDIS as well. Will probably be included in the playset. So I'm extremely excited about that. And
That's
I
awesome.
I want Doc Brown and I want the Doctor together. I want them right there. That would be so much fun.
And I saw the trailer with Doc Brown for Back to the Future,
Hmm.
and they had other stuff in there, too. I guess they hinted at Doctor Who, but that's great. Now it's confirmed that Doctor Who's part of that, right?
Yeah, and there have been rumors for quite a while that Lego wanted to do something with Doctor Who, and I'm happy about it because I
I'm
remember
ecstatic.
I'm happy about it.
what?
What's up, Jacob?
Hey guys.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Lego Doctor Who seems
So
pretty good.
freaking happy.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I remember using some of my spare Legos to try and build a miniature Daleks. Didn't really come out that good. It looked terrible.
Right. That's great, man. Finally. What's up, Daniel?
But
What's going on, bro?
It's nice because this will allow younger generations to get into Doctor Who through different
Yes.
ways, especially since the Lego games are extremely popular and extremely profitable. This will give Doctor Who even more exposure out throughout the world with younger audiences.
Yes.
Exactly.
What's up, Daniel?
Hi,
What's going on, bro?
how you doing?
How are you, man?
I'm good.
Okay. So, yeah, now when does this come out? Do we know?
Let me take a look. The game has a scheduled release date of September 25th and will launch on the PlayStation 3 and 4, the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii U. So now the first playset to come with it, which will include Wildstyle, Gandalf, and Batman, along with the Batmobile and the Portal set, it will sell for about $100. And to be honest, that's pretty par for the course, seeing as how that's kind of what Infinity and Skylanders went for when they launched.
Right.
And each individual playset, they're going to sell separately with that, like what Disney Infinity is doing right now. So,
Right.
and the fact there was a trailer that just came out saying that every vehicle and gadget in Disney Infinity can be rebuilt. I mean, not Disney Infinity, in Dimensions can be built and rebuilt 3 times. So imagine 3 different variations we could use the TARDIS for. I'm very intrigued as to what we can do with that.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
That's awesome.
So,
That's
What is
sweet.
this again? Is it a Doctor Who game?
It's a Doctor
Lego
Who
Doctor
Dimensions.
Who is confirmed for Lego Dimensions.
Lego Dimensions. It's a whole bunch of different things. Doctor Who, Back to the Future. Yeah. Video game.
So, what's okay? So what? So how? Okay, that's cool. I gotta look that up.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
So
And
Okay.
BBC actually announced that Doctor Who is coming very soon, by the way.
Yeah, well, they're going to have the trailer that's going to come soon.
yeah.
Series 9 is going to come in August.
Yep.
So,
I'm not really surprised because, with the work that they do on TV shows nowadays, I mean, look at Legends of Tomorrow for the CW. That show isn't supposed to come out until next year, and we already have a trailer for the pilot.
that's great.
Exactly.
All right, so I don't want to get too much into, because this is the Everything Show. I
No,
want to talk about the other. Yeah, no. I bet that's a fantastic news about the Lego Dimensions.
Mhm.
Do you have
You
anything
think it's
other?
gonna have a story?
Um, if this is included as an actual playset, yes, they will have stories that go along with it, like they will have one for like Lord of the Rings, Wizard of Oz, Back to the Future. But as of yet, it has not been confirmed what what they'll be doing with Doctor Who. We just know that the Doctor and the TARDIS will be in it.
Oh, yeah, because I don't want it to be like the new Battlefront game. Oh, Joe, did you hear the new Battlefront game? It's only multiplayer only. There's no story whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
That stinks. I mean, I've been waiting for a Battlefront game for such a long time because I love the story too, you know, and it's going to be no story, just multiplayer, and there's going to be missions, but the missions are going to be very short.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Did you
so
guys hear? I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh, no, I was just going to ask Jacob, did we get any more information about Series 9, or is it just like, it's coming very soon? Is it just that vague?
Yeah, I
just announced-
want to talk about Doctor Who though on the Real Whovians.
Okay.
You know, because I want to do everything show. You know, I mean, with the video game is cool, but we'll do that also repeated on the Real Whovians.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So what else do we have article wise? We did have an announcement about the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon is going to be retitled Ultimate Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. It's supposed to have a new team for Spider-Man, Iron Spider, Miles Morales, Venom, Scarlet Spider, to take on Doc Ock, Hydra, and his new Sinister Six. And then the Avengers have been retitled Avengers, Ultron, what the heck was it called? Something, Revolution, Ultron Revolution, I believe it is.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's going to be the cartoon. So that's what's going on with the animated series, is like Spider-Man and Avengers. And there's also talks of the Punisher, Ghost Rider, and I think there's something else that they may be bringing that back, but to TV, maybe Netflix. All these rumors are going around right now.
Well, here's the thing with Ghost Rider and Punisher. Punisher especially. I mean, you may be able to get away with Ghost Rider for the movies, but I think those two are best suited going into, say, the Netflix show. Like, you know, here's the thing. If you want Punisher, put him into Season 2 of Daredevil as a cameo first. See how that works out. And then, seeing as we're having Iron Fist with, like, Kunlun and mystical aspects, put in Ghost Rider, maybe, as in there. That would work out so much better. And, you know, if they do as good a job on these other shows as they did with Daredevil this season, I have high hopes for those characters.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually announced something too for Season 3, by the way. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically promotes Luke Mitchell for Season 3. So he'll be like a recurring character for Season 3, Luke Mitchell.
Okay.
And
Pretty
he
cool.
also acted in Home and Away, like an Australian.
Oh yeah,
show.
you watch that show all the time, right? Didn't they come on your channel?
Yeah.
Where they took pictures? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
I've got something interesting. Just announced only about a few hours ago. It was that the James Bond distribution rights are going to be going up for grabs after Spectre.
Yes.
So
Oh boy.
I really haven't gotten into James Bond until Daniel Craig's run on it, and I think that Daniel Craig does a really, really good job with James Bond. Doesn't matter if he hates it or not, he still does a good job.
Right.
Though, what do you think the future will be for James Bond after Daniel Craig's gone? I mean, I know there was talk up in the air about Idris Elba wanting to play the character. In that case, do you think it'll be a total reboot? Do you think they're going to go with that whole rumor that James Bond is just like a code name?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I have an answer. The word just came today about the future of James Bond, and Jason Statham, if I'm saying his name right, had threw his hat into it that he wants to be the next James Bond.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please. I will take my money now. Please, take my money. I will go see a James Bond film if Jason Statham's going to play him.
He wants it bad, okay? Bad. And he says, abso-friggin-lutely, man. He's in. He says, of course, if he's James Bond, it's going to be a different James Bond that you've never seen before. But he said he really wants that bad. So.
Yeah, it really depends what direction they want to go with the character. I mean,
I can see that happening actually. But it's a two-part movie though. Spectre's a two-part movie. So
really?
It's gonna be Spectre, and then it's gonna lead into the next movie with the last movie with Daniel Craig. So it's a two-part movie.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah.
Do you know who I want to see as James Bond? I want to see David Tennant as James Bond. I reckon David Tennant will make an excellent James Bond.
He's actually quite busy. He's got some roles.
Guy, but I don't think David Tennant's got the awesomeness factor to be Bond. Yes, he's awesome as the Doctor, but I mean, we're talking James Bond here. Though,
yeah.
Now that I think about it, we did kind of have Timothy Dalton as a Time Lord.
Right. So,
and also Mr. Snuggles in Toy Story, also Timothy Dalton.
Yeah. But David Tennant's doing some animated work soon.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. He's pretty busy.
He's doing some stuff for Disney right now.
Yeah. Also, let me just share this. Hold on. If this thing ever loads. Okay.
I can't wait for Jessica Jones with David Tennant as like the evil villain. That should be good.
Yes. Okay, so Iron Fist, get ready for Netflix. They're getting it ready, man. Iron Fist is coming, besides Jessica Jones and Luke Cage also. Keep in mind, they're all good. They're all going to form into the Defenders. So.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into Iron Fist. I never really understood the character. I actually learned about the character when when he was announced for Netflix, and he's got some good stories. I mean, I do love, there was a comic that he teamed up with Deadpool, which was actually quite funny.
Right.
Yeah, it's...
Shield and the Defenders. That'll be cool.
Yeah. The Defenders, I read, work a lot differently than the Avengers, because apparently in the comics, the Defenders are kind of they don't live together like the Avengers do. It's very much like a...
If they come together, there was like a curse put on where if the original Defenders come together at one point in time, the world's supposed to end. It's supposed to be the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and Namor. So in other words, if they do come together, the world's over. And lo and behold, in Secret Wars, they're together.
Well, now we know who to blame.
Just say it. I don't know. Just started it out there.
Well, Doctor Strange,
I believe they're all together.
Sell his soul for more power.
What's that?
Well, in the lead up to Secret Wars, when they were trying to find a way to stop the incursions, Doctor Strange was sold his soul to have more power, and that way he could try to stop the incursions. But he was stopped by the Illuminati, and basically he's like, "Look what you've done! You've doomed us all, and you've made my sacrifice worth nothing now."
So now he lost his soul or no?
Well, yeah, he sold his soul, I guess, for more power.
But now he still lost his soul, still?
Yeah.
And he don't have no more power.
I think he has power, really, to be honest, after the worlds collided. After the worlds collided, the Ultimate Universe and the Marvel Universe, We don't really know what's happened to him. Like, I haven't really caught up with Secret Wars after what happened in Battle World.
Well, if the
Like,
world's
there's some weird
destroyed, then
stuff.
there is no souls. It's going to be like all that's going to be destroyed.
Well,
No?
the thing is, it's like the pieces that are left of the universes form Battle World, and there are weird constructs of characters. Like, there's one where the Punisher is also housing another soul of another Doctor Strange, where he has the power of the Sorcerer Supreme, but is also the Punisher we know and love.
The Punisher?
Yeah, I am not even kidding.
Oh no.
No, these are
That-
like these are not characters that are gonna stay through Secret Wars. These are
Right.
just characters from other universes that we haven't seen.
Okay. I do know that something happens, and I think Doctor Doom is the only survivor, possibly, and then he gets to shape
Yeah.
the universe the way he wants it, and none of the heroes remember the universe. Something like that. I heard something like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not
I
really
don't
as
know.
angry.
I gotta read it.
I'm not as angry about this reboot as I am about this new DC reboot, because when you look at the timelines, how long have we been with the New 52? Only 4 years with the New 52, and we're having another reboot. And it's only
Yeah.
been since 1961 we're finally getting a reboot of the Marvel Universe. And that's just a testament.
That's terrible, though. I don't want that.
Well,
I definitely don't want that.
I don't think they're going to ignore what's happened. I think that
Oh, they
timeline
will.
will always be there, and I think the characters will remember that.
Mhm.
What happened, but I think this is an opportunity. It's not like every 4 years they're rebooting the universe. I mean, this has been quite a long time. We're talking over, what is it, 70, 80, 90?
75 years.
Yeah. I mean, all that, and that does kind of make, and that includes like time travel stories and whatnot. I mean, that does make it a little bit difficult. I don't think, I agree with what you said before. Sometimes reboots are out of laziness,
Right.
but there are those rare occasions where reboots are they're not a necessity, but sometimes they are needed for stuff like
I
that.
guess they need to open the door for creativity and just people go with the flow and do what they want to do, rather than say you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do. So I mean, you know,
Though a lot of people are actually like,
in this day and age, I don't really know what to say no to, because I think they're saying yes to just about everything.
yeah.
So, also keep in mind, I just wanted to mention this. I don't think anybody has. Captain America: Civil War has going to be dramatically different than we expect it to be. It's almost not even going to be a Captain America movie. There is going to be a Hulk, Red Hulk battle that's going to rival that of the Hulk versus Iron Man Hulkbuster. Okay?
Well, that makes sense. When
They are going to have the Red Hulk in this movie. It's going to be ridiculous. It's actually going to be like Avengers Extended from Avengers Age of Ultron. There's going to be like the whole movie's going to be the Avengers.
So-
Everybody.
Well, with
So if-
Civil War, I felt when they announced Civil War originally, I was kind of like, shouldn't this be an Avengers movie and not a Captain America movie?
This is like an Avengers, mecha Avengers, like a mega, like triple sized. I mean, the amount of Avengers that are going to be in this, and characters never even seen on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, Black Panther is going to be in there. You're going to see Crossbones. You're going to see, I mean, Baron Zemo. It's going to be ridiculous. I mean, you got the Hulk, the Red Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Black
Spider-Man.
Widow, the Falcon, War Machine, Iron Man. It's going to be so ridiculously full that you're going to be like you're going to get a headache with the amount of people that are going to be in this movie.
I was guessing that they were going to do Red Hulk as soon as I heard William Hurt would be
He's in
reprising his role as
Oh, he's
General Hulk.
definitely in it. Yeah,
I'm like, they're doing Red Hulk. They're
Yep.
going to, especially
very
since,
early, by the way.
Joss-
But
yeah, Joss Whedon announced that one of the sequences he cut from Age of Ultron was a Grey Hulk sequence. And
Yes.
as soon as I heard about that, I said that means the possibility of a Red Hulk is even more likely.
See, it seemed to me that Joss Whedon was completely battling Marvel, 20th Century Fox, all these different people for his movie, and it's like he could not get to do his movie. Like they constantly at every turn, it's like you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to kill Quicksilver, you got to do this. We don't like the Grey Hulk. We don't want this. We want you to do. You can't have Loki. We can't afford Loki. What are you talking about? Put Idris Elba in there.
That's actually a misconception, though. Joss Whedon voluntarily took out the Grey Hulk sequence because after talking with Marvel, he realized that the Grey Hulk would be better used in a solo Hulk film and would have been better for the plot. And he voluntarily took that out. And the Loki one, he said he had to make the difficult choice to cut that because the film was just way too full.
But I also heard, though, that they really wanted mostly Idris Elba. They pushed him to put Idris Elba in there.
Yeah, probably just to to point out Ragnarok and whatever.
Wow. That whole Thor thing he cut to pieces because you see him go in a puddle and then it's over. I mean, it's like, all right, I mean, there was so much more to that.
Yeah.
That they cut, massacred that. And then he said that they cut another scene with the Hulk and, was it Bruce Banner and Black Widow and the Hulk and Black Widow? I mean, they cut, it's like certain things he says you could, it looks like it doesn't fit, So I don't know. I'm hoping we get to see an extended cut.
Yeah.
Blu-ray, and we could see Loki.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you guys news, by the way. Okay, today I'm actually gonna go out to where they're actually filming Pirates of the Caribbean and try and get a photo with Johnny Depp.
You go,
yeah?
bro.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Because I found out where it was gonna be, because he's been actually getting photos with all these little kids and stuff. So I've been I'm gonna go check out, see where the filming is, the filming spot, and try and get a photo with him in his Johnny Depp outfit.
Should do that.
Yeah.
All right, so the Avengers: Age of Ultron is the 6th movie of all time. Total worldwide of all time. It's actually first is Avatar.
Oh.
Yeah, let me stop.
Break that. Definitely.
I'll actually give you the rundown of what it is. Okay, 2,788,000,000 is Avatar worldwide. Titanic is number 2 with 2,186,000,000. Avengers is number 3 with 1,518,000,000. Fast and the Furious 7 is number 4. That's right, Fast and Furious 7 that just came out is number 4, 1,506,000,000. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is 1,341,000,000. And then Avengers: Age of Ultron is right now at 1,322,000,000. Keep in mind that it's still number 5. Okay, if it stays at number 5 for probably a couple weeks, it's going to shatter the Harry Potter, and then possibly the next one, which is Fast and the Furious. It may surpass the original Avengers. And if it does that, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I think what's really hurting Age of Ultron is, all the critics...
Actually, nothing really is. I mean...
I think it would have been done better because critics and mostly the critics are flocking to their keyboards, and they're realizing that as much as we love Avengers 1 had problems, and there were a lot of coincidences it hinged on for the events in the movie to occur.
I loved Avengers 1 better than Age of Ultron, actually.
I love Age of Ultron better than number 1.
Avengers 1 is fantastic, but it's events that really only get a ham wave explanation for how Thor was able to come to Earth to begin with. Especially
that was just right, I'm there.
Yeah, especially when in the first Thor, Loki made it quite clear that if Thor destroyed the bridge, he'd never be able to come to Earth.
Yeah.
But he acts like, oh, hey, Odin sent you here after all. And I'm like, he knew this?
Yeah, he uses Odin power and just like blinked his eye and like yeah, all right, whatever.
But yeah, but then a lot of critics that were like praising the movie, saying it's the greatest superhero movie of all time, now are realizing, looking back on it and noticing the problems, and they're going, oh wait, I think we kind of overrated this thing. So let's go bash on the sequel because we're gonna point out every flaw and problem in the sequel and make it sound like a horrible movie. Which Age of Ultron is not a horrible movie.
It's not. It's really good.
It's really good, and it is, especially for, in my opinion,
mind you, I don't understand why Tony Stark would just leave his armor in the middle of like a battle, like in that that didn't make sense to me. And then he was like, she cast a spell thing on him, but that I don't understand. But I mean, there's a few things that just, but still, I even like that Thor thing really bothers me. Like, they didn't explain nothing. Like, oh my God, it's a super puddle of, Asgardian making or whatever. And it's like, okay, and like they really didn't explain where the visions came. It was a Scarlet Witch? Was it this? Was that? They didn't really. It's like, all right, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Agent Carter, by the way, the Agent Carter series. Well, you know how Jenna Coleman was actually in Captain America?
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling after Jenna Coleman leaves Doctor Who, I reckon she'll go into Agent Carter as what she acted in as.
Well, I do got to tell you this. I may, if I were you, I would not count on her leaving Doctor Who.
No. Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't really look into that because, fool me once. I mean, honestly, I think, there was a contract that was signed.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, remember all the rumors that were going around that saying Jenna Coleman was going to leave the show?
Nobody's saying that now at all, so yeah, I don't think so.
Well, everyone was saying she was going to leave the show after the Christmas special, and then how wrong we were proven there that she's actually staying on.
I'm just guessing she's in Series 10, I'm sorry. But I'll talk about that in Real Hoovians. I honestly don't. I think there's an overall plan for her character, and the end resolution will be Danny Pink coming back and then them having a life together. But before that, it's just, I don't think this would finish it off.
If they make her if they make her like the next female Doctor, that's gonna
She's
suck.
not gonna be the next female Doctor, Genevieve Coleman. She's not.
What if they're keeping it a secret and she's like a future female Doctor though?
No, she's not a Doctor at all.
They're not gonna do that. But anyway,
let's get back to everything.
Yeah.
There's a time and place, and Real Hoovians will talk about Doctor Who stuff.
Speaking of Captain America, I don't know if you guys saw the set photos, but everyone's been hypothesizing that a major character will die. Well, not major. A character will die in Civil War. There's a funeral that.
I already know who dies. It's Agent Carter.
Yeah, Peggy Carter.
What? Oh my God!
Yes.
Now I'm sad.
Well, she's like 90 something. I mean.
Yeah.
It's not like.
True. So, I mean that's. I think they're doing this because they kind of want to do something with Sharon Carter, which if you saw Winter Soldier, she was like Steve's roommate, like the agent that was assigned to protect him, Agent 13. That's Peggy's daughter.
She's in it though.
Yeah, she's in it, which is why I don't know if that's why they're killing her off. So just now you can just move on from Peggy to Sharon, however you want to deal with that.
I would just do something, and she would get like some type of super soldier thing or something, or her aging would be reversed or something like that. I would do something like that. They used to have a thing in the comics, I think it was Dominic Fortune and someone else, that they used to have, even Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury, had this anti-aging thing. He just didn't age. And he'd be like hundreds of years old or something. Like, be like Wolverine living for centuries.
And then they reversed that.
Yeah.
In the original Sin, apparently he is growing old. He's just been using life model decoys.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing is the new trailer for, well, not trailer, more of a TV spot for Ant-Man, an extended one. I call it a trailer. New trailer for Ant-Man just kind of dropped in. Essentially, a lot of speculation's been going on whether Evangeline Lilly's character Hope Van Dyne will become the Wasp by the end of Ant-Man, which I don't know.
Ant-Man is also on Civil War with the Wasp, so just to keep you
Wasp is in Civil War?
with Ant-Man.
Okay, because we haven't seen the costume for the Wasp, so like a lot of people were speculating that if they defeat Yellow Jacket, they would repurpose the Yellow Jacket suit and then Hope Van Dyne would wear that.
Yeah, they're going to be Avengers.
Yeah,
I believe.
I am so excited for Ant-Man because a lot of people ask me when they say, "Are you excited for Batman v Superman?" I'm like, "No." They said, I said I'm excited for Ant-Man and stuff like that. They go, "Why?" And I say, because you gotta have fun. I mean, yeah, superheroes can try to take themselves seriously, but it's meant to be fun, and that's what makes Marvel so appealing.
Right.
I mean, Batman you're going to have to take seriously. I totally understand that, because Batman's that kind of character. But when you try to push it on everyone else, it really just seems forced, that you're just trying to replicate what Nolan did. And Marvel really doesn't feel like they're trying to do that. They just... Some films have been serious, more serious as of late. Actually, Phase 2 in general feels more serious than Phase 1 was, with Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man being the exception.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that's going to be a huge movie. The reveal of his father isn't going to be big. That's not going to be the main point of the movie. But Nebula is going to be back. Rowan the Accuser is not coming back. He's dead.
Yeah.
There is a rumor, possibility, that when everybody gets brought back to life in the second Infinity movie, the Avengers, that he comes back to life as well, because the Infinity Stones he's brought back and just left to stay. And work for Thanos in that, where they're battling Rowan the Accuser, Thanos, his whole armada there.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of which, James Gunn actually posted on his Facebook that today, finally, after like a few weeks of non-stop work, the first draft of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is finished.
Nice.
So the script is finished. It's going to be sent to Marvel for approval. And a lot of people were asking, did they force you to? Were they forcing you to? Let me see if I can actually look that up. I'll read you verbatim what James Gunn said. So someone wrote something out while I'm looking this up.
I reckon Karen Gillan would do another good job in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
She's in it. She already signed.
I'm so excited now.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. This man named Patrick asked, how does this kind of thing work for the interconnectivity of things? Does Marvel give you certain story points you have to include before you start writing, or do they read your script first and work with you to include some of their elements? Assuming all of you haven't already had a meeting long ago with a Marvel franchise roadmap, so you already have ideas of how to include the MCU things. James Gunn wrote, and I quote, I told Marvel what I wanted to do, and they said okay. They gave me nothing. That said, I already know where things are basically going, but the important thing to me is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 only right now, making it a great movie.
Yeah, there's no word about 3, because there's all this craziness going on, yeah.
Okay, 48 straight days without a day off. The first draft is completed. So,
cool. Thank God.
Fantastic work. I am really excited for what James Gunn's going to do with the characters.
I have a feeling Guardians of the Galaxy, the animated TV series, will be good too, probably.
That's going to be a what?
There's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy animated TV series.
Oh, I know. But what did you say about it?
I said I have a feeling that will be good, like a good TV series to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear from who Spider-Man's going to be in the cinematic universe.
Yeah, I reckon as a Butterfield will get it.
It could be any day the news should hit.
I'm still rooting for Charlie Rowe.
Yeah.
Still rooting for him.
Who's Charlie Rowe? What
Oh
shows
my
is he in?
Do me
What
a
is he
favor.
acting?
Go look up, go to YouTube, type in Neverland Charlie Rowe. It was a movie that was done in 2011. It was a made-for-TV movie, it's an origin story of Peter Pan, one of the better ones. Actually, a lot more mature and a little bit darker Peter Pan than what we know, and it's fantastic work. And anyone who liked the actor who played the Lizard in Amazing Spider-Man, he does Captain Hook extremely well in this story.
Oh wait, I think I knew who you were talking about. That kid who was Peter Pan isn't he? Might be Spider-Man.
That's Charlie Rowe, yeah.
Oh well, I actually liked him in that Neverland. Well,
Yeah.
hope he gets it. I'm praying he gets it.
Yeah, as soon as I read the article, like I was eating breakfast and I was looking through the actors, it was saying all these actors are being flown out to screen test for Spider-Man. And as soon as I saw Charlie Rowe, my jaw hit the floor and I'm like, please give us Charlie Rowe as Spider-Man. He could do
Right.
fantastic things. So
If you're listening, Spider-Man people, pick him.
there's Tom Holland, there's Asa Butterfield, and then there's three other kids. They're all like really, really younger than the others. Like, I mean, like we're talking like
Yeah.
12, 13, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever because that's
Nah.
too young.
Well, by the time they film and everything, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. But speaking of which, here's one thing: what villain would you think would be good for the new Spider-Man? Because I think it should be either Kraven the Hunter or it should be Mysterio. Like
Not for his first villain. Not for his first villain. I mean, you can't have Kraven the Hunter with a 15-year-old kid. That's not going to work. It's got to be older Spider-Man to deal with that. Because he buries him alive and all that stuff. I mean, I would say to throw in, believe it or not, my crazy theory is to throw in some Avengers in the Spider-Man movie. Maybe make him battle the Hulk. You know, throw him in there and then throw in like a villain that they could just take on, or you know, he has to deal with. Maybe Mysterio could pop in and the Hulk's like running around destroying everything because of illusions and stuff. You know.
Or it could be Venom. Like the Avengers.
It's going to be hard. They don't want to have an origin story, but then they got to introduce everybody. So it's going to be weird. You're going to have to see new Aunt May, all this stuff.
Well, yeah, I think the plan is that what they want to do is he's already been active. Spider-Man.
I think they're going to do his origin in Civil War, briefly.
Yeah, yeah, it's like he's already been active as Spider-Man for quite a while. Kevin Feige has confirmed that Spider-Man's been swinging around New York already, stopping crime and whatever. But, you know, as far as villains go, like, I mean, I would say Carnage, but I don't think you can't.
Carnage is too early, man. You didn't even have Venom yet.
Yeah, I know. Two reasons you can't do him. One, because of Venom, and two, I don't even think you can do Carnage in movie form and do the character justice even.
You can't. They could do it right. Like you can't just pop them in there. You got to build up a story like a comic book to show, you know, like a couple of movies at least to just build up a little bit subplots.
Like, yeah,
You know?
I mean, in the first one, you could have him catching Cletus Cassidy and throwing him in jail, and then.
See, my thing is, my problem with that is I don't want too much nonsense in the background. I thought that Spider-Man 2 had way too many references and names, and it just got distracting. I just want to get to a Spider-Man movie. You know who the villain is, you know who the hero is, you know girl love interest is or whatever, and just do it. Like, I don't want to have like, oh, this is like 47 villains in there that could appear one day. I don't want that. I guess it's too distracting. Main thing is you got to establish a proper Norman Osborn. Okay? You don't kill him off right away. All right? and you gotta establish a friendship with Harry. That's a long friendship with Harry, where in the first couple of movies they're best friends. There's no villainy known to man in there at all.
Yeah.
When his father dies, then he takes over. But you don't want to have a repeat of Sam Raimi stuff either.
Yeah.
And when you do the Green Goblin, he's got to look like a freaking goblin. Can't be Iron Man outfit. Can't be like weird, demonic. It's got to look like the comic books. He's got to look sinister and dark. I'm sorry, kids. He's got to look like, you know, something like that. He's got to be insane. You really got to take a look. And all the villains do not have any ties to Oscorp. Okay? They all have separate origins. You don't need to link them together like a blanket. They're all separate. When you start putting everything connected to Oscorp, that's when it fell apart, because Oscorp sucked. That whole thing with Amazing Spider-Man 2, the whole plot was ruined with the whole degenerative disease that only those two human beings have on the entire planet. That's dumb. So, with all the money he built a suit, and he's not even in the suit, like Norman Osborn. That's how stupid that is. That's supposed to stop the disease. That was dumb too. So, you can't. And another thing is they'll probably not want to have Gwen Stacy because they just had Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'd say Michelle Woodley into it as Mary Jane. There you go. Chuck
that's
her,
part too
Mary Jane.
because you know they don't want to have anything tied to the last movie, even though she
But
was cut.
get writers who get like. I would even say bring some of the writers from Amazing Spider-Man over because they could write the romance between the characters well. Like seriously.
Right.
The difference between the Sam Raimi movies and the Amazing Spider-Man movies was night and day when you look at the chemistry between Peter and the love interest. Because when you're looking at Raimi's movies, it felt forced and awkward. But when you're looking at Amazing Spider-Man, I had no doubt believing that these two people were in love, and it was
They were
really
together in
heartbreaking.
Well, actually, let me interject there. Because I really love my favorites are the Raimi movies, but I did love the chemistry with Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, and also it was believable because they did fall in love on set. They are an item. They are boyfriend and girlfriend from.
Well, actually,
Spider-Man 1.
now they're on a break, by the way.
Well, no, actually, they're going back from a break. I heard so. So that's why it's believable because they do love each other. As far as the Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, I enjoyed it and I believed it. It wasn't that they have to actually be together in real life for me to believe that. I actually like Spider-Man 2 better than Spider-Man 1, which is always a rarity when it's 2 is better than 1.
Oh, I
I'm
totally agree.
big fan of Dr. Octopus, and I thought, well, they handled this perfectly with the Spider-Man No More storyline because, it is true love gets you sick. And that was like a cool plot thing that I thought everything about 2 was perfect. My problem was with 3 because 3, I know they couldn't have it with the suit, the symbiote, because the sequel was you got the suit like originally. But they should have had his son in it, J. Jonah Jameson's son, that he brought it back. They could have did a man-wolf thing later on. And to me, the Venom thing should not have even been in the movie. I wasn't a fan of Sandman at all being in the movie. Okay, because I felt that he should not have been chosen as a villain to be in a movie. Okay, to me, he was always like, he was a villain, but, you would give it to somebody else before him. And this whole... I didn't like the story that all the villains could not be villains; they could be heroes type of nonsense. Because I didn't like that at all.
You want villains who are evil.
Villains are villains. I mean, in this day and age, they have to explain everything. Why? Why do you got to explain why Doc Ock may be a nice guy, but then he's not?
I think with Doc Ock, when I've always looked at the character, I don't know. Part of me actually felt sorry for the guy. I don't feel the same with anyone else in his rogues.
The whole point is he became likable, like human, like okay, he loved his wife and stuff, But that's not. He's not that way in the comics. He's a dick. I mean, he's a real dick. You know. But the greatest line in Spider-Man 2, when you knew, like, he's definitely pure, like a villain, is like the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Like, and he's not even Doc Ock yet. And the moment I heard that, I got chills. I'm like, I love this. This is gonna be bad. And Spider-Man's everything went like crazy in it. He's not even a supervillain yet. It's like this is get ready. This is gonna be one of your greatest villains. And it's like, oh my god, that was like my favorite.
I just thought of something really cool, by the way. Okay, you know how you said chucking like some of the Avengers in this new Spider-Man, whoever they pick, right?
Right.
Well, why aren't you just chucking one of like the Avengers, say like Wolverine, and teaming Spider-Man out with Wolverine? How cool would that be?
The enemies with 20th Century Fox and Marvel, they are not allowed.
Oh, wow.
You can have Marvel and Sony, but you can't have anything to do with 20th Century Fox and Marvel. They are pure enemies.
My favorite line when I realized that, you know, I do like Alfred Molina as Doc Ock when he was evil, when he was acting like a dick, because one of the best lines for me when he was evil was when he was going to hand Aunt May, when Spider-Man told him to hand Aunt May over. He's like, oh, of course. He goes to hang him and drops her. He goes, Butterfingers.
Yeah. But see, that's totally different from the comics, because in the comics, at one point in time, Aunt May wasn't as old, and he was in love with her, and they actually got married. It was like a whole thing.
Really?
Yes. See, the whole thing in the comic was, it's like, well, what the hell do I do now? I can't beat him up. He's going to be my fault. So they did actually explained it recently that they did do some things, but he always had a nice heart for Aunt May. So when he in a past comic book, when he unmasked Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was dying due to Spider-Man had a virus, because the young Vulture, when the Vulture's young, I mean, he's a genius, but when he's young, he had, for a very short time, became the top villain of the Spider-Man comics, the young Vulture. And basically, he was dying. He outsmarted Spider-Man totally. And when Spider-Man had his, when Doc Ock had his body, and he's about to die, and he unmasks him, he's like, oh my god, it's Aunt May's nephew. I can't have him die. So he friggin' cures him, because he's a genius. And he's like, all right, put the mask on. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, because I'm going to kill you. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, it's like, you cured me because I'm Aunt May's nephew, but now you want to kill me. Which made it, because that's insane. I mean, he's insane, basically. But, I mean, he just wanted to, like, kill him after. He just had to do, like, a thing, okay, I did this for May, but now I'm going to kill you. And then he got killed, actually. He actually got killed in the comics by the clone of Spider-Man, which is Kane. Gave him the mark of Kane. And then for the first time ever in a Spider-Man thing, they had to bring back Doc Ock from some voodoo weird crap that he had no memory who Spider-Man was after that. But he actually died in the ground, buried, done. No more Doc Ock. Yeah. That was crazy.
I mean, do you think that they're ever going to, in the MCU, do you think that in the future, not for the first movie, obviously, do you ever think they're going to get around to introducing characters like Ben Reilly?
Well, that's what Spider-Man 3 was going to be, because they were going to say that Professor Miles Warren was the Jackal, the clone guy. That when Sage that died, they're going to do a twist, and they're going to say that was a clone, not the real Gwen, because then make something like her neck was weak or some weird thing, and it that wasn't her, because they wanted Emma Stone to stay in that universe. They realized that they screwed up. And they were going to have Ben Reilly in that, the Scarlet Spider, with Andrew Garfield, and they were going to do that. That was the last thing that they were going to do. And they scrapped it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, yeah, I don't see them introducing Ben Reilly. If they're going to put him in the MCU, I don't see Ben Reilly coming in for, like, the first movie, obviously. That'd be way too early.
See, I have a weird perspective on the Spider-Man movies. Okay, in a day and age where you're doing Secret Wars, and you're doing the consumer is educated, that there could be multiple universes. They understand that there's going to be reboots that technically supposed to be another universe. Why try to make it like with these stupid rules? To me, I would, if I was in charge of stuff, I would have no friggin' rules. It might be a little bit of chaos, because what I would do is I would flat out film while everybody's talking about, oh, who's Spider-Man, right? I would flat out fool everybody and film Amazing Spider-Man 3, Andrew Garfield, whatever, in the bag. I would actually put a little subplot in there where all of a sudden, at the end, emerging from the ocean is Doc Ock with the friggin' thing, like it punctured a hole in another universe. And he comes out, and he's like Peter Parker, and like whatever, and it's like, wait a minute, now you could do a Shattered Dimensions type movie with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, whoever, which would be tied in like with, you know, you could do a thing later on with Marvel with Secret Wars. But why not finish it off? Amazing Spider-Man 3, do that. Do a Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire, do that. Have fun
Or,
with it.
even better, do a Spider-Verse movie like you had, what is it, Morlun. Have him fighting, and then have Morlun fight, like if you want to do this, have Morlun fight, you know, the MCU Peter Parker, and then you introduce the concept of the multiverse, and that way you can bring Tobey Maguire, you can bring Andrew Garfield, and it would take 3 Spider-Men to fight against Morlun.
Right. See, the thing is that they don't understand what they have until they almost lose it. It's like if you have Spider-Man legacy in your hands and you're making movies, go nuts with it. Amazing Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 4. First of all, the egos have to go thrown in the garbage, okay? Sam Raimi, here's tons of money, Spider-Man 4. That's it. We won't bother you. Actually, they don't bother them. Let him do his John Malkovich Vulture, that thing, or whatever, and whatever he wanted to do. Don't tell him he has to use this one, he has to use that one. Just let them do it. Okay, because that when he let him do it, he had Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock was fantastic. Okay? I think they stepped in with the costume for Green Goblin or something, but just let them have their own vision, you know? And then you're fine. You're fine. Don't interfere with the vision of the movie. Like, just let them do their own movie. I would just flood the market. Put freaking... I don't understand how there has to be 4 or 5 years for Spider-Man movies. If they could throw, like, make 3 movies at the same time and spend like $1 billion on 3 movies or whatever, like Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and all this stuff, like, what the hell is the problem? Get the money together. You know it's going to be a hit. Amazing Spider-Man 3, boom. Spider-Man 4, boom.
Well, Spider-Man has kind of always been especially recently. So I think the one thing
that's because Spider-Man 3 sucked. And then Amazing Spider-Man, the guy just tried to make it totally different and unrecognizable. Where, no, with great power does come with great responsibility. That's a disgrace you didn't even have that line in there. Okay?
Well, because I think the thing is that a lot of people, the common complaint I hear about Spider-Man is that line is just overused so much. And
so what? So what?
Well, they did say it in the film, just not in the way it's supposed to be said.
It wasn't said the right way at all. It's got to be said. Just like it has to be said, man. I don't care if it's corny. It has to be said.
Well, they're going to do Avengers Assembled. I swear to God, if they do not say Avengers Assemble...
Well, he almost did, Captain America. He's like Avengers, and they just stopped it.
No, that's because Joss Whedon is a troll. He's a troll, and he knows it. Seriously, we were like... Every time we'd ask, is Cap going to say Avengers Assemble? And they'll be like, you'll see, and then we finally get to the end. Like, me and then everyone in the theater... We were just leaning for it in our seats, waiting for those words, Avengers Assemble, and we're like, yes, you son of a no!
Yeah.
I looked at everyone. I said, I swear to God, if the Russo brothers do not have Cap say Avengers Assemble,
oh, he's definitely saying it.
What?
Well, they'll probably make a joke out of it, though, like Black Widow. She's like, "Avenge yourself." I just like that's funny.
Yeah.
So I think Captain America was playing possum. I think he really could lift the hammer, but you don't want him to know that. That's what I think, because in the comics, he's able to lift the hammer.
Well, guys, I have to show you guys something, by the way, like screen share something, by the way, which you guys will think is pretty funny. It's Australian police, right, with Mr. AKA Johnny Depp.
Wow. Look how awesome that is.
I know, right? And he's been getting photos all day today.
He's nuts. He loves that.
Wow.
He loves that.
Yeah.
He's in the wrong timeline.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and get a photo with him today. Later on, like go there and get a photo with him.
I love Johnny Depp. He's awesome.
I'll try and get a real Hoovian shout out for you. Well, I'll shout out for you guys.
Yeah, give Matrix Lord shout out.
Yeah.
Like, tell him to do it in his Jack Sparrow, like his whole
Matrix Lord 2 and 2, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. I love that. Yeah. So, all right, guys. That's gonna be it for this edition of the Everything Show.
Which is
some crazy. Yes, it has been. There is. Oh, by the way, I'll just address this now. For those of you who have an inkling that this thing's different with the channel, and why isn't there as many podcasts? There is a few answers. One, I am working on my 12th book. I am editing my book. I don't have as much time. I'm also working more hours. Summer's coming. Kids are going to be graduating, you know, doing all that stuff. So working more hours at work, editing the 12th book, trying to set up book signings, doing all this stuff. I was in the magazine article. So I'm running around like that. Still a lot of podcasts, just, you know, everybody's used to so many. That will probably heat up again, but not right now. It's probably going to be, you know, this maybe a day, maybe the weekend. You don't see me do any podcasts, you know, or maybe you off during the week. It's I have to get this book done. So I don't know if tomorrow if we're going to be doing anything. We probably will, but that's why the podcasts have shrunk down significantly. I am under pressure to get this out within a certain amount of time because I actually have to do something else besides book 12. So there is another project that I'm working on. So I want to get it out and over with. I want to promote it. I want to do book signings, whatever, newspaper article again, hopefully. And then I have to do my new project. So that's that. So, but, of course, you know, if I'm around, boom. I love to do Everything Show, Real Cool Beans Cast. But, you know, there has to be time sacrificed somewhere, and it can't be sacrificed because I have to work. So, you know, there'll be some nights that I'm editing, like till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So it's going to have to take place during the night. So, but once it's done, it's done. And then everything will be back to normal, you know, tons of podcasts again, you know, and Doctor Who's coming on soon. So, woo! That's it, basically. Or maybe I can go on vacation in the summer. It would be nice.
Yeah.
I do want to go to either Florida or Vegas or whatever. So
come to Australia. Come to the beach.
I'm going to, I think, Florida first.
Okay.
If I'm in Florida, I'll probably visit Gloria. And I'll probably visit Old Doc and whoever's in Florida. Some people. If I can go to Florida, we'll see what happens. But and then while I'm there, I'll probably go to, like, you know, Disney and all that stuff. So
nice. You should do a video if you ever go to Florida and go Matrix Lord at Disney World.
Oh, well, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
I do want to, you know, eventually have a get together when time is right, where somehow we can just all meet somewhere. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or TARDIS Travelers is supposed to be a show with me and other Whovians that I meet in real life. So there's only been one member of the real Whovians that I've ever met in person, and that's Danette. So other than that, and that was like very briefly, but hopefully that can take up, that will happen.
Technically,
We'll
out
see.
of all the guys here, the closest person that you could probably meet is me, because I think I'm only like one state away from you,
Where are you, in Connecticut?
Massachusetts. But
Oh, Massachusetts, okay.
but I've seen where I think I know you're in New York, like near New York State, so that would take me a few hours. But yeah, I don't know. It would depend on whether or not I could get my schedule free.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on with that job. I used to work for that company.
Yeah.
They used to send me every year. They send for the big conference. So those were nice days.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, guys, we will be back we have to do Daniel's the Real Trekkies cast that I promised. In fact, I actually have to do 3 this week. 3 Real Trekkies casts. It's a promise to Daniel because we've been behind. So today is Tuesday. I will have to do one every night. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Daniel. He's a good guy, and he loves Star Trek, and so do I. So I owe him, and it's great to talk about Star Trek anyway. So I mean, we have the the anniversary of Star Trek coming up, so it's gonna be a big build up till next year.
I
So
love Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine's awesome.
yeah, Deep Space Nine is gonna be the focus of Real Trekkies cast. I think we're gonna go in order with Deep Space Nine and do that.
Although
Right?
I don't remember all the episodes. I don't remember all of them. I mean, they took Deep Space Nine off Space Channel. I haven't seen it for the longest time.
Check on YouTube, Daniel.
Right.
Check on
Well,
YouTube.
we'll work it out with you when we could, where we can get you to see it, and then you can be brushed up on it, and then we can just do that, So, and Real Whovians cast, I know they have some people who were upset because there hasn't been as many Real Whovians cast. I do apologize again. I'm doing this book. I will add more podcasts. I will add more episodes of the Real Whovians cast next week. There will actually be triple next week. So let me just try to get this book done, sent to the publisher, and then I'll have like a couple of weeks, and then I have to edit totally, like really more, and then cover design and stuff. So once I get it to the publisher, I'll feel better because I'm like, all right, I get a couple weeks break until
You can relax.
yeah. But I love doing a book. The greatest excitement is sending your work to the publisher, picking a team, cover designer, everybody, getting conference calls, doing that, and then when you get the call or the email, you got to review the work, you got to do this, you got to edit it. I like to edit everything myself because it's my book. So, and then to choosing, try to discuss things with the cover designer. I want this, I want that, and if in case you watch the videos, you know that I've designed the cover for Perfect Wish like a year ago, more than a year ago. So it's just finally, I was actually walking with Sharon on the beach and telling what I'm going to do. So finally to get this book done, and I'm actually behind with the book, so I want to get to the next installment of Tomorrow's Song, which is Perfect Wish. I want to get that done. And I do have to focus on my sci-fi novel. That's the main project. So 1,000 pages. So that's going to be nice. That's going to be the big one. That should have been book 1.
I have a question about your books, by the way. Are there any of your books in Australia where I can find them, like in any libraries or whatnot?
You could basically order it from anything online.
Okay.
It's everywhere all over the world. As far as a live store goes, I would have to do the legwork to try to work stuff out with bookstores to get them in the store live. And then that's kind of way out of my league money-wise to go to and to do book signings for. Locally, New York, New Jersey, okay. Once things pick up at the books, absolutely. Would love to do that.
What's the name of this? Do you have you mentioned audiobooks? Are any of your stories available on audiobooks?
Audios, they're not audios. They're ebook, they're paperback, they're hardcover. I will start putting in the next installment in audios, and I'll probably transfer all of them into audios. It's going to be a big expense eventually.
Yeah.
But, back in the day when we were making the decision about the audios wasn't that big. Now they're big.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize that was going to happen because my publisher's like, oh, it's not that. Yeah, now it is. So that is a pain because you have to get the actor, you have to pay the actor, I have to listen to him say every word and emphasize what word, and that's very time-consuming. So you got to spend time in the studio, whatever. That's going to be a long thing. And for me to go backwards now and do 11 books worth, it's going to be hard. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I might do the first book, try it out, and see what happens. Or I might do Promise Dream and Paradise's Life, And also, I'm actually trying the websites too. I own all these domain names for the books and for the Doctor Who stuff, and I haven't had time for my web designer to do that. I have to work with her, get that stuff done too. That's been more than 2 years. RealMoviesCast.com should have been launched a long time ago. So it's just a matter of time, not enough time.
Did you ever end up getting that screenplay done?
No, because actually I've been busy at work, doubled the workload, so that's been put on hold. Yeah, I do want to get that done with my friend. Absolutely. It's just that's what it is. It's like you got to measure your time, And not only am I in charge of an office and manager this and that, I'm also a dad. So, got to hang out with the boys, do stuff, So that's it. And then Sharon, we hang out, we do stuff too. You've just seen our videos on YouTube, which thanks to all the subscribers and people who gave us a lot of praise, me and Sharon. Seems everybody, I got a thing from YouTube saying that me and Sharon's videos had more likes and hits than like 6 months worth of some of my videos. It was ridiculous. Like it said, it was just mind-boggling how people really love when me and Sharon do videos together, and we do love doing videos together too. We're a team. So that will continue as well. So I hope you guys enjoy that too.
We do. I've been liking all your and Sharon's videos that you do.
Yes, the last one you did where you two were drying off, and she was like, "Do the pan, do the pan." Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was yelling at me. That was great. Like so funny with a comedy act. She's like, "Pan," I'm like, "What?"
I'm like, okay.
And, she's like, "Show me the bag." I love her. I love her. I true love. So yeah, we have fun.
When's the marriage?
But yeah, well, that would be a YouTube announcement.
Nice.
It would be nice to get married on October 21st. It would be nice because October 21st, 2015 is also the day that Doc Brown and Marty McFly went back to the future, 2015. So October 21st. It would be nice to have that.
That would be cool.
Not saying, and it would be nice to have the DeLorean also at the wedding. That would be pretty cool too. Not saying it's gonna happen. But yeah, no. That'd be pretty. I would like to have a TARDIS at my wedding, outdoor wedding. Nice TARDIS there, chilling. DeLorean over there. Maybe time machine. A whole bunch of different time travel things. Be nice.
One last thing before we leave. I actually heard that the GameStop hosted a wedding, a Legend of Zelda wedding between this couple who actually met at that GameStop. The bride was dressed as Zelda and the groom was dressed as Link. So I'm like, you know what? If I have my way, my wedding, my perfect wedding would have stormtroopers on either side.
Yeah. I wanted to do that for my godchild's birthday, but I just didn't have time. I'm gonna do something like that eventually. Yeah. So, yeah, it just, you know what it is? It's all about the timing. And I have to, I guess when I have more time to take away from work, then I can do all these different things. But it's been crazy at work lately, so when that starts simmering down, then I'll be able to be home early and then do podcasts and then do editing and then do other things. So right now it's like special projects at work and different things that's requiring my attention, So we'll see what happens. But I do want to thank everybody for taking the time out. Everybody's been wonderful, enjoying the videos. Thank you very much for watching and bearing with me for all these years and watching this podcast and watching me and Sharon videos. Me and Sharon love that. You guys love the videos. We really do. So thank you very much. And that's it. That's it for tonight. So take care. Bye for now.
Bye.